Welcome to the next video in our ESSA video series, Comparing Information. I am Dr. Amy Boza, Director of English Language Arts Standards and Move On When Reading.
Hi, I am Sarah Bondi, the K-3 Early Literacy Specialist at the Arizona Department of Education. We are happy to share the next phase of our ESSA informative webinar series. You're watching video 7, which builds on information from all the previous videos and specifically video number 6. In this video, we will show you how to use tool number 6, which will help you compare several interventions. We are excited that you have continued your learning to become an ESSA investigator.
As in the video for tool number 5, we will ask you to pause this video periodically to allow time for you and your team to work through the planning documents and questions to discuss important elements of the decision-making process. You are ready for tool 6 when you have identified evidence-based interventions that may be used in your setting.
Since you have worked with your team through all of the videos and tool 5, it is time to compare how well different evidence-based interventions, strategies, policies, practices, or programs, collectively referred to in this tool as interventions, that target the same problem or issue aligned with the context of a specific state, district, or school. We will use tool 6 to help in this process of comparing several interventions to help determine next steps.
Just as in tool 5, step 1 for using tool 6 means getting organized. This step may be skipped if your team has already made the determinations as a result of completing tool 5. Please pause the video as you get organized and/or gather your materials. Once you have your information gathered, please resume the video.
Step 2 of tool 6 will ask you to take stock of the most pressing problems or issues in your education setting, the outcomes that you would like to achieve, and possible interventions to help achieve those outcomes. Take the time to thoughtfully consider the questions and implications involved. This conversation will help make solid determinations as to next steps in selecting an intervention tool. Once you have your chart completed, please resume the video.
Now that you have an idea of what is needed, it is time to review the interventions. In step 3, you will review available information to better understand how well each evidence-based intervention under consideration would fit into the context of your educational setting. Use the chart in step 3 to share critical information about each selected intervention. The chart allows for comparison of critical elements across the selected tools. The more information provided for each tool will better help you in determining which one would be the best for your current situation. Once you have your chart completed, please resume the video.
With any new intervention, there are both financial and human capital costs associated. When deciding on which intervention best meets your need, it is critical to make considerations for these resources. Use the questions provided in step 4 to review available information to determine the costs of implementing the interventions under consideration in your educational setting. Be sure to consider all aspects of the full implementation of the intervention. Once you have your chart completed, please resume the video.
In this final step, you are finalizing your thoughts for each of the discussed interventions. Discuss the feasibility of selecting and implementing each intervention in your educational setting and the advantages and disadvantages of each intervention as it pertains to your educational context. This conversation is important in determining your next steps.
Now that you can compare information about several interventions, you and your team are better able to select to meet the present need. With the completed tool 6 and the conversation, you will have selected the intervention that best fits in with the current situations and is best poised to help you move forward.
Completing Tool 6 means you have decided on a tool that will work best for your setting. Once that selection is made, it will be important to continue to work through the cycle to plan implementation, fully implement that intervention, and then continue to evaluate.
We are pleased you have continued your learning through the tools and are becoming an ESSA investigator. Our learning will continue as we connect our learning to Arizona legislation and expectations. Additionally, we will share how the ELA team created vetted lists for core and intervention supplemental materials. We hope you will join us for video number 8 to learn more.
Thanks again for joining us in exploring Tool 6. Please reach out should you have any questions or would like more information. See you soon.